Oh, okay. Dang. Well, alright, well, hello, welcome to Simon's Quest, or Castlevania 2, well, I don't know, some people, I don't know, but, I think the only thing I can say, like, beforehand is, there's a lot of, there's gonna be a lot of glitches called floor drops in this game, which are about manipulating my sub-pixel, yeah, exactly, and I use that to set up the character sprite to clip through the ground, and there's a lot of really weird setups that I do, which involve me like just jumping randomly or bonking my head against something, or it just like it looks like I'm just doing a lot of pointless things, but they're to set up a very precise sub-pixel, because I guess it all works on sub-pixels. I haven't looked too much into that yet, but I'll learn later. I'm pretty new at playing this game, but anyways. Alright, I'm gonna get started. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. So the first like 10 minutes of this game is pretty much a grind for hearts, which is the most boring part, but then after that it's just going ahead. There's 3 different ways to grind for hearts in the very beginning. 2 of them do not guarantee you the amount of hearts that you need, and I'm going for the safer one because I can't really reset. Or I can, but then I'd feel like a jerk. So right now we're just waiting for night cycle to happen. So I'm just gonna be killing dudes for the first, I think like 7 minutes, and then move on to the next area, and then kill dudes for another 3 minutes, and then the run begins. So I'm sorry. For a little bit, yeah. Yeah, night cycle happens soon. Yeah, the whole soundtrack of this game is great, which is honestly, if it wasn't on the game, then I probably would never speedrun this. So, oh my god, what's going on with me? And I was supposed to be counting how many of these dudes I kill, so I know when to go to the town, but I wasn't, so life's good. What we got? Okay, I'm up here a little bit early, that's fine. So I'm gonna talk to this guy. He's gonna give me a white crystal, which will allow me to see a staircase in the first mansion, so I can have access to the first mansion. And now I'm just waiting for night cycle in the town, so I can kill the ghouls to farm for more hearts. And it's actually weird, if you have the white crystal, but don't equip it, you can still get access to the first mansion. You'll just jump on an invisible platform, which is really weird. Feels kind of weird, but yeah. And now we're just hoping for a lot of hearts, because 100% requires a lot of hearts to get all the items. And I don't really mind the farm, mainly just because I just kind of zone out and listen to the music. So it might suck to watch, but it's fun to play. That's all we need. As long as everyone's having a good time, everything is... As long as one other person is having a good time. I mean, you're still sitting in the room, so I appreciate that. But, so there is another farming sequence, and it allows... You have to farm 50 hearts before the first day cycle ends, and it's a very precise like farming segment, and and it's pretty tough to pull off, but ideally you want to farm 13 hearts right at the very beginning, and then go back and pick up the holy water that you need to purchase for 50 hearts, and then you'll be like progressing through the game and farming at the same time during the night cycle, so you get a little bit further ahead. But it's all dependent on luck, and I have had the worst experience with that. Like, even if I get enough kills, I rarely get the amount of heart drops that I need. So I'm just sadly playing it safe, because I don't know, you get screwed over a lot by heart drops in this game. But I don't know, it's fun. Ooh, level up. Level ups are good. The first level up doesn't do anything really. You just get maybe a little bit more defense, but you don't get any more HP. For the second level up, you'll get an HP refill and added to the HP, so you can take more hits, which is great. This is everyone's favorite part. Yeah. That'd suck. But I mean, I don't know. Just stay inside all night, you know? It's the only way, I guess. Man, look at this. This is great. Oh yeah. No, it's... I don't know. I don't know if in... Okay, there we go. Morning cycle. So now I'm going to go by the holy water and then start making my way towards... We're going to go to the second mansion first, as opposed to the first. Just... That's how it works. It's the, yeah. But the stairs are important for setting up the floor drops. Alright, holy water. So, hopefully we're still set up. Oh my god, I thought I messed it up. Yeah, okay. I didn't mean to jump off. I meant to jump up, just straight up. That's what it is. Alright, holy water. So now we're actually on our way to go upgrade the chain whip. So we have... Oh my gosh. What the... So the plan right now is to kill everything I see and hope that it drops a heart. Because the more hearts I have, the less backtracking and farming I have to do. Oh my. Alright, so let's see. So right now I need 200 hearts, and after I get 200 hearts, then we're good to go. So worst case scenario, I don't get 200 hearts before this day cycle ends, and then I'll have to wait through a whole another night cycle, which would really suck. On the in-game time, I think it's like every... Like the game becomes nighttime at, I guess, oh my god, come on brain, 1700, and then it becomes daylight again at 600, and then during those hours of the nighttime you cannot access town NPCs, and so that's the only time that you're able to buy most items. There's a way to better manipulate this, but I'm screwing it up. Yeah, so let's see where I'm at. 174. This sounds about right. I think night, yeah, just shy of 4. Alright, well, right. Well, cool, so it's what it is. You guys get to sit through another sweet farming session of nighttime. Yeah, oh well, it's what it is. I'll just farm here till I get max hearts. Oh my god. So, luck, like I said earlier, is a huge factor in this game. So ideally, you'd want to get those 200 hearts well before this night cycle started, but I did not. And so, I mean, that would have been a reset a long time ago anyways. So if you're ever trying for any sort of really good run in this game, it's highly dependent on luck. So it's, I don't know, you want to pull your hair out, it sucks. So now this is just killing time. But it's almost over, and then the run is a go. Probably, yeah, we're at max hearts. So now we're just gonna go sit and chill. Alright. So we now have enough hearts to pick up. The first thing we're getting is garlic, which we need to pick up garlic to offer it to 2 NPCs to get 2 items that we kind of need. I don't know, most stuff in the 100% isn't really needed, but I don't know, I like running 100% just because it's fun to know where everything is in the game. It's usually my preferred category, even though you end up getting a lot of pointless stuff. At least for the sake of speedruns. Let's see. Alright, yeah, we still got 3 minutes in game time, which is maybe like a minute. So, sit back, relax, go really fast. Oh my god. I guess I could. So, when I started running this game, I found a book that somebody wrote about Castlevania 2, and it was interesting to say the least. It pretty much made the main character some teenage boy, and then he met Simon Belmont in the bathroom of his middle school, and Simon Belmont's like, "I need your help back in Castlevania. Dracula has cursed our land. Help me." And he's like, well, I'm about to get beat up by this big dude outside, so sure, I'll go with you. And so they just teleport to his house, and then he's like, oh shoot, my mom's about to kill me. He's like, alright, well, let's just go to Castlevania. So then they teleport to Castlevania, and then that's how it begins. And then the story kind of follows the story over here, and then they talk about the whole, like, well, Simon's like, well, at the end of Castlevania 1, Simon got cursed by Dracula, and now Simon has to rebuild Dracula and then kill him again, because that's how this, curses work. So and then the whole time, the game, or the story is just progressing along with, I'm gonna heal for, why not, with how ridiculous this game is, but it's filled with terrible wit from, a teenage boy, and he, like, wards off Dracula constantly using chocolate and bad puns, and so that's the whole book. So if you like the terribly, like, vague story of Castlevania 2 and chocolate and bad puns, then that's my recommendation for you. Alright, what up?
Where also Resident Live.
It's true.
On its stream, so if you don't want to purchase it, you can go and have story time with Square, and we can go on.
Yeah, whenever.
It's a short, nice
Exactly.
audio book, basically. Put it on mobile, go for a cruise in your car, hear the smooth sound of Square.
Oh yeah. Totally didn't mean to fall on that, but it's cool. Life's good. Yeah. Alright, so the game has finally begun. Yeah, exactly. Hold your applause. Oh my. Okay, so we're setting up a floor drop in a second. And all the floor drops require specific movements beforehand. So it's like if you do any greenies jumping or whipping, then it might not work. And then on top of all that, it's a frame perfect trick. I think I'm on the right menu. Dude, I'm out of it. It's alright though. So sadly I already missed that floor drop, which sucks. And now we got the Sacred Flame, which you won't see at all in this run. It's only Sacred Flame's only used if you're running the glitchless category. But we're not running that. I ran. It just throws fire on the ground and just extends up like about this height, the height of like a skeleton or something. Whew, man. Alright, good. So, man, what's going on? So now we're picking. There we go. Okay. Oh, now we're. Man, I'm out of it. So yeah, now we picked up the garlic. Earlier was the dagger. I've got them mixed up. But garlic, we don't. Like I said, we need it for 2 NPCs, and we don't want to accidentally use it. Because if we accidentally use a garlic, then it'll ruin this run entirely, and I'll have to go super out of my way and farm for more hearts. But right now we will talk to some guy who appears because we dropped garlic. I don't know how that works, but garlic summons him, and now we have a silver knife, which is slightly stronger than the holy water for a sub-weapon, but it's mostly useless. Alright, so now we're setting up for another floor drop, so I cannot jump at all right now. And then we're coming up here to talk to an NPC to exchange the white crystal for a blue crystal to allow us access to the second mansion. Alright, so here we go. Jump. There we go. I have to wait a second, because if you jump too soon, you will, for some reason, if you jump into the next screen before the game fully loads the ground, it actually doesn't load the ground in the next screen and you just fall into the water. Dang it, I missed that floor drop too. That floor drop requires another setup, so I had to like kill all the enemies on the screen before it very specifically, but I missed it. Sometimes floor drops you can just jump back up and try again, but not all of them work like that. Usually if you just miss it once, you miss it. But the idea is, as you're edging, like getting close to the edge, you want to whip the, it's like the frame after you push forward, sort of thing. And it's, oh my god, I missed that hard. And you clip through the ground. And then, what the, oh my god. There's another thing there called super jumps, which I missed all of them. If you jump, if you're holding like right, and then you let go of right, and then push jump the frame after you let go of right, you do a super jump. Just get like super momentum. It's pretty cool. Oh my. Okay. So now I need 50 hearts, which I have. I'm pretty low in health, but it's okay. That wall is not real. There's lots of not real walls. Okay, so we're setting up a screen wrap in a second. I have to buy an oak stake. In every mansion, you need to purchase an oak stake so you can acquire a piece of Dracula. And all of them cost 50 hearts. And so now we're going to do a screen wrap glitch, and we're gonna warp into stage 5. So hopefully this TV's different, so hopefully the setup's good. Oh, okay. Alright, and there was a double floor drop there, but I missed it because they're pretty tough. running glitches has been pretty new for me. I started out just doing glitchless in this game for a while. I got pretty good at that. But I was like, alright, I'll learn some of the glitches, so I'm pretty new at a lot of them. But they're coming along. So right now I'm in Mansion 5, but now I've warped out of it, and it wraps back around to Mansion 2. I don't know. I guess it's just how they coded it. So here is the first piece of Dracula. And if you have to throw the oak stake at those orbs, and if you miss, you have to go buy another oak stake, which is, oh my gosh. Alright, hopefully this setup. Oh no. There we go, okay. So we got one more screen wrap setup, which, okay. Oh my god. Okay. Not close at all. Alright, there we go. So that's Mansion 2 out of the way. If you... I didn't explain this jumps, but if you whip while jumping, it actually adds some height to your character. Oh, man. So you can get up onto higher ledges if you whip at the right time during your jump. So that's used a couple times in this run as well. So now we're heading to Mansion 1. And I always mix up what's in all of them, but I think Mansion 1 has the rib. So we just picked up Dracula's heart, now we're getting a rib. Some of the pieces of Dracula are useful, but most of them aren't. And again, just on the way, you just want to try to kill as many things as possible, so you can avoid farming when you get to mansions. So here's a cool little skip coming up that I'll somehow find a way to screw it up. Okay. We got it. Yeah. And you probably also noticed that I'm always jumping before attacking an enemy. It's because, you know, if you whip, you stop, so you want to typically keep going forward. So the only way to do that is to jump whip. But then jump whipping also changes your subpixel, so in a lot of cases, you know, you don't want to, depending on where you're about to go. There's a weird jump coming up. Well, it only looks weird because there's a lot of invisible blocks in these games. You just learn them by trial and error. But that segment right there just looks weird because, you know, there's invisible blocks. Or how, I don't know how you want to consider that. They're visible, but they have no hit detection. So coming up is another floor drop that you can actually do a double floor drop with. But it requires 2 frame perfect whips, and I typically don't. I haven't been getting it. They're pretty tough. But you can, or miss the first one. Whatever. So if you clip through that one, and then if you whip at the exact right time, you clip through this floor as well. And they're all frame perfect, so I'm just not used to it yet. There's you'd fall through that floor right there as well. You have to jump. Okay, oak stake. You don't want to kill that guy because he'll respawn and be in your way. So this one, you just fall through it. This guy, yeah. Depending on what he does, I just wait there because he can knock you backward. Oh my gosh, I jumped. Oh. He can knock you back in the water, and that always sucks. Alright. Another dimension down. I guess I haven't really mentioned the hearts. So in the game, there's 3 variations of hearts. There's the small hearts, which count for 2, and there's the half heart, which counts for 4, and then there's a full heart, which counts for 6. Oh, sorry. And just depending on where you are, and depending on if it's day or night, will give you different heart amounts, and hearts are indeed your currency. I'm sure it's obvious at this point, but I guess I never directly stated that. So we're heading to Mansion 3 now, and what we're looking to happen soon is getting a level up. And level ups in this game, they're, I guess, quest dependent. So after you defeat a mansion, all the enemies that were leading up, or all the enemies in the area of that mansion, no longer give you experience points. So I'm currently, every time I collect a heart, I'm not actually getting any experience points from these enemies anymore. So I won't get experience points until I'm in the area leading to Mansion 3. So depending on where my hearts are at, I'm either going to heal. Yeah, I'm going to go heal. Because I do not want to game over until I've acquired the final whip upgrade, because it is very expensive. And I do not want to have to farm 200 hearts, because, oh my gosh, that is not fun. But if I was close to a level up, then I wouldn't have gone out of my way to heal. So back in Town 1, and so now instead of going to the right, we're going to be going to the left of the town. So we're going to actually equip Dracula's rib, one of the few parts of Dracula that are actually useful. What it does is it blocks projectiles, and so in the swamp with those swamp guys throwing projectiles at you, it'll block them, so it allows me to jump and not get hit a lot. And then this guy, if you show him Dracula's heart, he will show us the way. Which really just means he's gonna take us, you'll hear this cool sound, and then now we have access to the 3rd dungeon, or mansion. They're called mansions in this game, but I constantly just instinctively call them dungeons. So that was the entrance to it, but we're gonna skip it to go get an item over here. We're gonna get the diamond, which is a fun projectile, but mostly useless in the glitch category. This screen sucks at nighttime. At nighttime, everybody on the screen will take double, or they take twice as many hits to kill, and so it makes it pretty difficult. So ideally, I want to make it out of the screen before nightfall, but we'll see. I'll give you a diamond. Thanks, dude. Oh my god, did not mean to do that. Oh well. Okay. So now we're at Death's Mansion, which will be our first boss fight. And some fun stuff can happen in here. I'd say this is the most broken mansion. And this guy could kill me. I believe at this level he'll deal 3 hearts of damage. Alright. Maybe I was at like 3.5 or something. So. Well, I'm most likely gonna die in this mansion, but that's dying once is fine. It's dying 3 times is bad. There's gonna be a few floor drops that I'm going for, and there's gonna be a quick kill on death I'm gonna go for, which involves you use the holy water, and if you throw the holy water, and if the sprites of whatever you're trying to kill is like partially in the ground, it does like a tremendous amount of damage to that enemy, where you can actually one-shot certain enemies. Oh gosh. Alright, that's fine. Let's try another floor drop. Still kind of bad. So we're going to do a backup setup for it. Because there's an enemy down there, and it's... There we go. So we're going to buy our first oak steak. Go, setting up more floor drops. Oh, come on. Dang it. Okay. There was on that second, like, pulse, if you jump, you would just actually warp straight into the fight with death. But I missed it. It's a 2-frame window, which is, well, I mean, it's better than 1, but it's still pretty tight. Okay, so let's go try to get this quick kill set up, or I'll die really fast set up. I don't even... okay, I've never really set it up in the middle of a fight, so we're gonna pass. Whoops. So I've died twice, that's not good. We're just gonna kill him normal, sorry. Hopefully. This takes 32 whips. Or, if you're lucky, 1 holy water. But typically I'd say I get like 4 or 5 holy water. Ah, meant to go up. Whatever. Blobs are the worst enemy in this game. It's like, without a doubt, they're the worst because they're just so random. So, ideally, I do not want to die anymore. But if I do, oh well, the knowledge of farm. And it looks like I'm probably going to be getting a game over. Yeah, there. Alright. So I'm probably just gonna take the game over pretty soon, so that way all the hearts, I can start just farming more hearts. There we go. No big deal. Just clip through. Oh wait, I said I was gonna. Alright, I'm just gonna die right now because. Oh my god, of course. Alright, I'm gonna get 1 more heart so I can level up and then I'll die. Alright. Now whatever. Yeah. Well, yeah, if I would have... whatever. Dang it. That's whatever. I'm not too worried. We'll beat this game. Alrighty. Said I was gonna die, but man, having full health. Alright, Mansion 3 done.
So it doesn't matter where you buy a steak from, you can use it.
Right, yeah, you can, exactly. So we buy, in Mansion 3, you want to buy one going there and on the way out, so that way we can avoid the guy in the 4th mansion, actually. Man. I'm really tempted just to jump over, but... whatever, we'll go for it. Oh my god.
That was strong.
Beautiful. Oh man, well, we have to wait, okay. We have to wait here anyways for... I'm just gonna die. I have to wait in this screen anyways, because I made it here too slow. There's an NPC gonna spawn directly above me, which will have the next orb that I need. So let's just... Yeah. So this isn't, like, the best farming spot, but it's okay. We'll get what we need. It's better than dying in, like, 10 screens from now, because then that would have been a huge waste of time. This is, I guess, the best case scenario about game overing, but there's nothing good about game overing. So now we need to farm, not at this exact location, but within the next, like, 10 screens or so, we have to farm 200 hearts so we can get the Morning Star, which is the most powerful whip. And then we'll eventually get an upgrade to the Morning Star, which I guess is still the same whip, but it's upgraded. And the Flame Morning Star is just OP. Makes the game even easier. And I know I was busy dying to death, but whenever I killed Death, he dropped a thing called the Magic Knife. And the Magic Knife is a sub-weapon which scales with your whip. So however much damage you deal with the whip, you'll deal with that knife. And it's a projectile which you can have a few on the screen at a time. So it comes in handy later. However, it uses 2 hearts every time you use it. So it becomes a, management of hearts versus I need to use this weapon sort of thing. That'll come in handy pretty soon, especially for one of the bosses remaining. I feel like if this game had a boss at every mansion, it probably would be infinitely better, but it has such a small amount of bosses, which kind of sucks. And even though the bosses are nothing special, but still, it'd be nice to have more bosses. There we go. Okay. So now we're going to exchange our blue crystal for the red crystal so we can access the 4th and 5th mansions. Here's our guy. Can't skip this text, unfortunate. Don't fall in water. Blobs. Blobs are ridiculous. You can fall through some of those blocks, so gotta be careful. Oh, wait. Get away from me. Don't. Whatever. Oh my god. Alright, so use garlic. this guy is going to give us the silk bag. The silk bag's actually pretty useful because... Oh, there's 2 blocks, awesome. Because it'll double up items that you get, so we're going to get... Oh my god, we're going to get a consumable... Oh my... Dude, get away from me. Whatever, we're gonna get an item called Laurels, which allow us gives us like invincibility for a set amount of time, and typically we would just get 4 of them, but since we have the silk bag, we're then going to have 8 of them, so it's really nice. Alright, so now is the point at which we need to farm for 200 hearts, and hope that we get it in the next like minute and a half. If not, we're going to have to sit through an extra night cycle, which is worst case scenario. I don't want that to happen for y'all, but it's what it is. The gods of randomness are... Well, I guess technically I know you can, if you kill the enemy at a certain frame, it'll guarantee you to drop the heart, but there's no way you can just every enemy be like, oh, I know what frame I killed him. Unless you're just a gamer god. Which they exist. I've seen it. I'm not one. What I need. Oh my god. Alright, well, we were 1 heart away, and now we have to sit through a whole night cycle again.
Nice.
Awesome. The beauty of bad luck and bad... I forgot that nighttime, all of them have double HP. So... But now we're just gonna farm for max hearts, and hopefully I'll level up. Oh, I was that close to a level up. Awesome. So, now we're just gonna kill time. I don't know. I'm trying to think of... Did I die once or twice already? I think just once on this life. Okay. Whatever, we're just going for it. Or... No! Awesome. Castlevania 2. Really the only part about this game at all that sucks is just being so dependent on hard drops, and the fact that it's random is a nightmare. So now we will wait. Also blobs. The blobs have yet to be manipulated. If you don't know, I'm gonna say we, but I've only been running this game for like a month maybe. So, but from what I know in the community, nobody's figured out a way to manipulate the blobs to do as we please, so they're currently the most annoying enemy in the game. And there is a skip that I'm passing up on in this run. It saves about a minute in this route, but it's very precise and is dependent on the blob. And I've only gotten it just once. I can, if I want, I can just keep trying it over and over and over and over again until I get it, but it'll just probably be a huge waste of time for me because I don't know it that well. Yeah, you have to jump at a very like certain pixel and then do the whip to get that extended height and get hit and boosted by the blob all like like it's like 3 perfect setups all in one go, and it's all dependent on a random enemy like jumping perfectly. So it's, if you're watching people run this game, in most cases like the blob boost split is going to be where people reset. It's pretty frustrating. Yeah. Nope, none of that. Yup. Castlevania 2 is just, let's just try everything, see what happens. Yep. Alright. Morning Star. Yeah. A lot of sequels take gambles, and it's great. I'm glad they did, because I end up liking a lot of the sequels and games. Alright, so we're now going to take just a game over, because it's typically what I do in the run at this point, to allow myself maximum health and heart farming for the next area, because I have to go through a swamp which will drain pretty much my entire life bar, and it's almost guaranteed you're gonna like die after that. Oh my. Okay, you'll see what I'm saying. Yeah, it'll be fine. I just have to do more jumps. So, this is definitely the part of my blind playthrough of this game that took forever to figure out until I found the NPC. It's like, if you duck on this cannon, you will be sent somewhere on a tornado. You're like, what the hell are you talking about? And it's just so weird to, okay, we'll skip this one for now. It's weird to like just go to a ledge and just hold down, but the game loved this, so, you know, whatever. Yeah. Oh, speaking of which, the, oh man, it's worse. Yeah, the disc system version of this is way worse. But, speaking of that, oh my god, hold on. Just recently, maybe a month ago, a runner named Bird of this game discovered a wrong warp on the Famicom disc system only version that you can now beat this game in 5 minutes. So it's a pretty cool thing to check out, but like I said, the music is it's worse, and there's tons of loading. I mean, more than half the game is just loading, and then about the other half is spent in an out of bounds world. But you do wrong warp, and it's cool. The game can now be beaten in 5 minutes. So yeah, it looks as disgusting as Castlevania 3's wrong warp. So yeah, I mean, it's cool, but navigating it is just like, what the hell am I doing? Yeah, Glitch World is... Alright, so here's Swamp Time, so there's going to be a lot of jumping since I've already taken some damage. Because if I die in the swamp, I have to start at the very beginning of the swamp again. So I pretty much have to do jumping the whole way through. But if we make it through, we're good. And if you had the item Laurels, which I was talking about, you can buy earlier, but you have to have an insane amount of hard drops. But if I had them, I could use them to walk through this, no problem. But you'll see that on the way out. Okay. So we made it through. So that's why I take that intentional game over, is because... Oh my god, memory. This is the only mansion where enemies take 2 hits in this route. In the 80%, these enemies all take 8 hits. the enemy, or in the 80% route, you do not get the Morning Star. You just stick with the chain whip. So it's all like damage boosts, and you have to kill some enemies, but not many. Alright, so this guy, beg of you, take these little rolls. So, in the 80% route, you'd only get 4 of them, but in the 100% route, since I got the silk bag, it's fine, I get 8. So that'll make the trek towards Dracula's castle way nicer. This is Camilla, but we'll fight him on the way out. Alright, so only one more piece of Dracula left. Let's see if I can not screw this quick kill. There we go. So I got the Magic Cross, which does nothing but allow you access to Dracula's castle. I mean, the Magic Cross sounds like it'd be an awesome weapon, but you don't do anything with it, which is unfortunate. So more wasted potential, I suppose. Yeah, you have to wait for the screen to scroll up in a lot of spots, especially like this is the most like infamous spot for that. So it sucks having to wait for screens to scroll. I haven't been counting, but I'm pretty sure we have over 50 hearts. Yeah, we do. Okay. And then, pretty much after we talk to this guy, we're in go mode. Like, no matter what, I can finish this run. So, we're good. Well, I say that, if I miss the last orb, then, you know. Yeah. Alright, so do this really quick to set up a floor drop here. Some of them you can go for it the second try. Alright. So, criminal mission done. Menus. So yeah, this was way nicer than having to jump through the whole thing. Oh wow, okay. I was like, what happened? Well, that sucks, because the very next screen is going to be... everyone's going to take more hits. And it's not a very pretty screen, but I can... since I have a decent amount of hearts, do this. So again, the magic dagger, you know, I was saying it has the same strength as my whip, but it deals multiple hits to enemies. So it's like hitting them twice without having to actually hit them with the whip. Oh, I was way too low. Another extendo jump. Alright, last mansion. This one is the shortest of all of them. Nothing too fancy with it. Just, well, since we already we preemptively purchased the oak stake, it ends up becoming the shortest mansion. lot of lag in this game. The mansion music is definitely my favorite, if anyone was curious. Like I can listen to this, even though it's a pretty short loop, I can listen to it forever. I don't even know why. Exactly. Like I've yet to do, like whenever I do runs of this, I don't listen to other music. Like a lot of games like if I'm running, I'll just listen to other music at the same time. But this game I've yet to once turn on something else. So, you gotta give me credit for that. Alright, so now we're just heading out. Let's see what I get here. Yeah. Usually, if you have health, you'll boost and then it fall perfectly on there, which is nice. But I didn't have health. But yeah, exactly. But I just died, and that's fine now. Like I said, we're at the point we're in go mode, so we can die as much as we'd like, and the game we can still progress. I'm used to being here during the day cycle, so I'm not used to having a menu to the items, so I keep kind of like blanking for a moment. But it's alright, all is well. So now we are heading towards the Dracula's castle, where we will reconstruct Dracula simply to kill him again. It's a beautiful thing. Tight jumps here. Oh well. I think I jumped a little too early on that one, but you get iframes forever when after a death, which is nice, but still, dying sucks. Let's go. So many boosts. Wait, I got hit. Why am I even going for that? If for like the sub-pixel setups, if you like jump randomly or get hit by an enemy or any of that sort of stuff, it completely screws up all your setups. So a lot of things, getting hit. I mean, getting hit in most games is bad, but getting hit when it's like a skip is dependent on the setup, it's really frustrating. Oh my gosh. Hitting that bird it's pretty tight, but well. Tight as an execution, not tight as in 90s cool. Oh wait, I didn't want to whip that one. An extra 6 seconds to the game. Totally what we need. Okay. So, if I was a pro this game, I would be able to execute with the skip coming out called the quad drop, which is 4 frame perfect whips in a row that are all variable timed. Well, they're not like random variable, but it's not like a perfect like even mash. But I've yet to pull it off once, but I also haven't spent months practicing it or anything either. But I'll still go for it to show you what the like setup looks like. So wait, 1, 2, yeah, basically. So that's the first one, and then you do this, and then this is the one where you do the quad drop. Didn't even get the first one. Alright, it's alright. So you drop through that one, and then this floor here. And then since there's a wider gap, it's a different timing, and then the same gap on the bottom. So like the second two, or the last 2 whips are a different timing than the first 2 whips, and then you fall through all 4, and you're just, alright, at least I got the backup. then yeah, you'd be right here next to Drek in a matter of seconds. So the only cutscene in the game is right now, where I'm presenting all the pieces of Dracula, and now the rebirth. Yeah. And 16 whips. We should have it. And then time is now. Woo! Sub-hour, yay! Cool. And you get, depending on how long you like take in the game, like in-game time, you get different endings. So this is I think the 3-day cycle ending. So this is the best ending, I guess, if you will. But it's kind of cool. If you take way too long, you get a completely different ending, sort of thing. So that's the only benefit for playing it faster, is you get a different ending. So, and then after this, you know, I don't know. Whatever the story goes to with Castlevania 3, I don't know it as well. So, okay. Okay. Alright, oh, there you go. But yeah, so that was Castlevania 2. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And yeah, thanks.